Let us now welcome our panelists to the stage for the next panel discussion on post-harvest management. We have with us Shri Sankaran Ramamurthy, MD, Frigoscan Post-Harvest Technologies Private Limited, Dr. Suresh Kunkalikar, Dean at Goa Agriculture College, Mr. John Rodrigues, COO at the Warehousing Company, Mr. Rajendra Jadhav, CEO, GoanFest Foods and Beverages Private Limited, and a moderator, Mr. Thakur Purushottam Singh, Business Head for GMR Goa Air Cargo. I now invite the panel to take the discussion forward.
Welcome to our eminent panelists. I think a great round of applause for them, welcoming them. And myself, Thakur Purushottam, I am the business head for GMR Goa Air Cargo, will be moderating this very important session for this conclave, which is the post-harvest management. It's one of the milestones where we really needs to monitor certain things. There are certain challenges, what is the opportunities which are available. So just to give you a context setting, you have seen the video just about this panel discussion. So on the infrastructure wise, if you see, we are well equipped now for the state of Goa. State of Goa is very important for agri-produce. I think just to give you statistics, last year we did 3,500 tons of agri-produce exported out of Goa terminal. So this is like high-end baby corn. We have fruits and vegetable. We are also looking for, I think, the Goa local produce. So first ever Mankurat in the season we have exported. So this is where we wanted a small farmers to grow these mangoes and they can export. So our vision is basically to work with EPEDA and work with FPOs to convert a farmer or a producer into an exporter. So that I think with the primers they have shown maybe 15 rupees a kg to earn 200 rupees. This is the way you can do it. So basically, we are going to make you more interesting with the rich experience of eminent panelists. To start with, maybe with Mr. Shankaran. Mr. Shankaran. So if you can please give a brief introduction, and the question to you, sir, I think from the Frigoscan, what are the important post-harvest management intervention in your opinion has been helped to change the landscape farming community? Can you please also share your experience on that? Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon all. Shankaran here. I am from Chennai and I have been working across the country for about last 35 years on this food processing industry. The major thing is that I have been an engineer and mechanical engineer, moved to food preservation technologies, and I probably am the only living food preservation engineer in this country today. I haven't heard of anybody else. There was one Maharashtrian who was there before me in UNDP, but he ceased to be alive now. So probably I'm the only one. Because in India, I think we take it very lightly with regard to food preservation technologies. We do not understand the food preservation techniques that are required to keep the ball floating up to the processing center. This is the first concern that I have, a huge concern. Let me make it very huge concern. Not even a single college which is teaching you food processing technology, including NIFTM, has one course on food preservation technology. Food preservation is like a bypass. You have a service road, and this is like a service road. I think this needs to be looked at, because what the farmer is losing is phenomenal when it comes to it. The value addition can be between 35 to almost about 165% when it comes to smaller states like Goa. In larger states, because of the logistic contributions that can, spur it further, it can go up to 200 to 300%, depending upon the state. So I think the case of survival is more important for Goan farmers as of today, rather than just trying to be in the limelight first. I think that needs to be understood because of the fractional land holdings, also because of the major contributors. Almost about, as per the national index, whatever I had gone through in the last few days, is that almost about 78% of the women who are involved from Goa, I've been in touch with Kerala of late very recently, quite a lot. So 78% of the women are involved in service industry like hotel industry. They are not into agricultural at all. This is something which is extremely disturbing. Most of the states which have flourished, whether you take Maharashtra, you take Andhra Pradesh, which you take Gujarat, you take Tamil Nadu, you take Karnataka, I think the women contribution have been the pivotal leading role that women have played in the rural. I think this is substantial, this needs to be looked at. And agri-skilling is one area which I think, because this is a lot more sophisticated. And I think probably closer to Meghalaya, this one state speaks excellent English. I think what we needed to understand, he was talking about APIDA, I think one of the things that I think that Goa can contribute is the communication language in Goa is much, much superior compared to many of the smaller states of the country, including Pondicherry. I work with Pondicherry, I work with Arunachal Pradesh, I work with different states, except Meghalaya, probably yes, except Meghalaya, including Manipur we have a problem. We have a problem in Mizoram. But I don't think Goa has that bottleneck. I think this is something which can be significantly exploited. Another thing is that you have many of these smaller units, PMFM units, most of the PMFM units, which needs to be integrated. I think we have not been integrating as a food processing sector in the country. We have been isolated cases of 12% to 20% utilization of machinery. Most of the people you could ask them. So when is the payback period? The payback period goes for a 6 straight across. So I don't think we need to take it. I'm sure we will be able to deliberate. I'm willing to contribute as much as I can do for Goa. Right now I'm working on climate resilient agriculture, a 2,500 crore project with Kerala now, right now. So my focus is more on coconuts, more on all the products that you are already growing. So I think I may be able to contribute a little more. Thank you.
Thank you for those insights. I think state government has taken a lot of initiatives on agri-produce. There are a lot of schemes which I can see. The recent 2025 scheme was Amrit Kal for the farming, basically. I think that policy will literally penetrate into the market and maybe which might give some kind of an encouragement to the FPOs and the farming at Goa. So maybe I think that's the policy which is recently which has come up. I think that will bridge certain challenges and gaps and all. So one more thing, sir, just wanted one more question from you. What are the biggest challenges agri-businesses still face in reducing post-harvest issues, and what solutions or technologies have the greatest potential to address them?
See, one of the things is that, as I said very clearly when I started off, I said the food preservation has not been taken very seriously from the farm level to the processing level. This is the first bottleneck that I am seeing. Product compatibility itself in India has not been understood well in cold storages. I think somebody who will keep turmeric in the same place will keep, tamarind. The tamarind will automatically become a powder if you have turmeric. Turmeric has a pungency which can actually take it to it. These are all simple things that I think we have not been following. So you just leave it to the cold store owner's mercy, and you lose it. For example, you have 0 degrees centigrade for both apple as well as garlic, and you end up putting or onion, and you end up putting with different humidities. So people don't understand here most of the time. Of course, onion and garlic, they give an odor, so they avoid. In the Indian context of things, we are more cultural. So we would love to avoid that. But look at many products. Some of the fruits can have a cross action with regard to this thing. This is one area which I feel that we can actually improve. The second thing is that the pre-processing and the thermal effects of tropical fruits. I think Goa has the potential to grow some of the tropical fruits, and they can go ahead with it. This is second. Another thing is that when a state as small as this, I think the niche identity that you need to carve in for you is to show it either toxin-free, organic, or naturally grown. Supposing we have an area which is very naturally, which can grow naturally some produce, then we needed to use, even for cleaning, washing and other things, I think the surfactants or the cleansers that we use should be biostimulant. They should be more biostimulant. These are all some of the factors, because When you talk to the Europeans, I work in the European market, I work in the US as well as in Canada. We have a factory in Canada. My son is also in Canada. So the question that happens is that when you are there in those markets, it's a very informed market. Even the surfactants that you use, you can't wash it away with chlorine and get away with it. Please be very, very clear. The traceability becomes a very important thing. I think the GI products is one other thing that I am looking forward to as a big challenge. Because if you are having some chilies in Ramanathapuram in Tamil Nadu, we are having chilies, red chilies, and we are actually focusing purely on that sambar chili. And purely we are focusing on that. We are investing about 15 crores just to entice that entire scheme. It's not that 15 crores is big for Nabad or anybody, but the fact that how well that 15 crores is spent is going to be a challenge here. I think probably in Goa also, context of Goa, I think this would be the major impediment. First and foremost is that between the policymakers and the users, I think. Another thing which is a deterrent to me is that when you have an educated society like Goa, which is not very primitive at any point of time, the biggest problem is succession theory. In agriculture, Goa does not have any succession theory. In my opinion, most of the farmers will look at me. So, and fractional land holding adds to the problem. So you hold on to something which is around say 2 crores worth of price, and in a market of 1 acre somewhere, very close to say Ponda or somewhere, people would not love to sell it, or would love to sell it for some other development, as the minister very clearly, honorable minister very clearly said. I think this is one area where we needed to focus more on, because we needed to get into a resilient profit mode, profit-oriented agriculture. I think without profit, I think under the WTO, I think none of us can survive in this hall. We have to bear the onslaught, we will have to hit it against it. You can't be going back and saying, I will survive. No, I'm sorry, this is not. And unlike many of the industrialists who can actually invest, agriculturists know only one thing. They know only one thing, they reinvest only back into agriculture. They cannot invest somewhere else. They do not know, go to the stock markets. 95% of the farmers do not know how to invest into stock markets. Please bear with me for whatever I'm saying. So I think this is where I think higher education, agriculture skilling could be a solution to this problem in Goa. You need to show them, rake in the profits and show them that there is a profit available. Then only the youngsters or the kids will get into it. I'm extremely glad somebody came up and said that time he's doing hydroponics here. It's fantastic. Why not? Why not? If he succeeds, I would love him to actually propagate it to 100 people here. That's the whole thing, and we needed to support him to that. I think that's good.
Great, thank you. So one more question. Basically, you talked about on specific touch points, maybe on preservatives and others.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you see that if you would like to bring in those technologies for the Goa market or its catchment market, do you think that it is very easy to bring in, or it requires some capex where these small farmers?
Sir, addressing this problem, I don't think capex is a major problem here. The problem is about the intuition that we have as a farmer or as an exporter. How do you upgrade a farmer to that, or an FPO to that of an exporter itself is an art. We needed to psych him through the process of becoming an exporter. He doesn't want to become. तो मेरा तो माल बिकता है, बिकने दो, मैं बेचते रहूँगा उसको. KB एक्सपोर्ट्स को मैं देते रहूँगा, प्रकाश भाई खरीदते रहेंगे कि प्रकाश भाई आगे एक्सपोर्ट करते रहेंगे. This is what has been our. I will sum it up very clearly. You know it very well. I'm not against anybody. So okay, I have also worked with Prakash bhai. So it doesn't matter. But the fact that remains is that he needs to know the intrinsic profitability that arises out of such dealing, and then only bring him. So you need to psych him through the process and then bring him into as a businessman. I don't think any agriculturist has ever been a businessman in my life. I have never seen a single agriculturist becoming a businessman. I have seen businessmen becoming agriculturists.
Yes.
Honestly speaking, yes. And
absolutely.
Our family has been serving agriculture for more than 100 years. We understand. I have 700,000 farmers across South India. I can work across these seamlessly people. You have biodynamic farming, you have Demeter certified people, organic farming, you have only chemical farming, we have farming which is natural. I also work across in Assam. So that makes it a lot more interesting, but being a smaller market, I think we needed to grab the attention of these so-called, people. I think we can tackle that easily, definitely. I'm sure it will not be a deterrent, sir. Let me tell you, it will not be a deterrent. Bringing in a biochar or something like that will not be a deterrent at all in this market. Biochar will prove, drastically different to the produce itself. The sheen of the product will change. When it comes to chilies, biochar, we started off from a perspective of working with charitable organizations in Tamil Nadu to get biochar going. Can you believe this? People could not, because हमारी स्कीम में नहीं है, MIDH की स्कीम में नहीं है, हमारे इसमें नहीं है, उसमें नहीं है, तो वो तो करना ही पड़ेगा. Akhir you will have to maintain it. Yeah.
Great, thank you, sir. I think with the importing countries also we have a very stringent.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
फार्मर्स है वो बिजनेसमैन नहीं बन सकते, और बिजनेसमैन है वो फार्मर हो सकते हैं, लेकिन इधर फार्मर्स भी धंधा करते हैं, बिजनेस करते हैं सर. गोवा में आपने सर्वे किया ना तो मालूम पड़ेगा, एग्रीकल्चर के साथ वो बिजनेस भी संभालते हैं, अच्छी तरह से संभालते हैं.
एग्रीकल्चर को बिजनेस संभाल रहे हैं या दूसरा कोई धंधा कर रहे हैं उसके साथ?
कौन सा?
एग्रीकल्चर के अलावा दूसरा कोई बिजनेस करते हैं तो वो अलग बात है, बट एग्रीकल्चर को कल्चर नहीं एग्री बिजनेस कर रहे हैं क्या करके मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. मेरा प्रश्न यही था.
अभी एग्रीकल्चर संभालते हैं और बाकी का भी धंधा करते हैं, इधर के बिजनेस करते हैं बाकी का. कौन सा? एग्री बिजनेस से करतात मी, जो गोयान करतात मी. एग्री बिजनेस भी करते हैं हम लोग ना, जैसे अलर्ट रेट्स जो है एग्रीकल्चर में अलर्ट रेट्स लेते हैं सर. पोल्ट्री बिजनेस, डेयरी बिजनेस, गोट क्या बोलते हैं उसको, गोट फार्मिंग, वो भी करते हैं पैरेलली सर. बाद में नर्सरी करते हैं, वो भी करते हैं सर. एग्रीकल्चर के साथ ये भी करते हैं. ये मेरी जानकारी देता हूँ मैं सर.
बिल्कुल
ओके, थैंक यू.
आपकी तो मुझसे ज़्यादा सही होगा, बट मेरा कहने का ये है कि जैसे केरला में मैं देखता हूँ,
Even to fuel your own economy, local domestic economy, I think you need to get into agriculture. Agriculture में ज़्यादा ध्यान देना चाहिए, और वो टेक्निक्स के साथ. यहाँ पर मैकेनिकल फार्मिंग हो नहीं सकता, बहुत ज़्यादा मैकेनिकल फार्मिंग आप नहीं कर सकते. We have to understand that. मैकेनिकल फार्मिंग ज़्यादा ना होने से क्या हो, वैल्यू एडिशन में ज़्यादा कंसंट्रेट कर लो, यही मेरा कहना है. ओके, थैंक यू.
Thank you. So coming back, Goa is rich with agri-produce, and the neighboring states also have a good agri-produce. What we see post-harvest, there are challenges on infrastructure, connectivity, and then they should also have a kind of a platform where they can easily do the transportation and get the information. But what I have seen over a period of time since we have commenced past 3 years of the airport air cargo, the transportation and the consolidation of this agri-produce, the small farmers doesn't have the required infrastructure. Yes, state of Goa has a good cold storages, but they are very specific to certain commodity like marine and all. But the infrastructure, what is required for an agri-produce, where they should be centrally located on site. Why? Because Goa, if you see, it is very strategically located to serve the neighboring countries, states and all, plus the own Goa produce. So my next question to Mr. John Rodrigues, COO, the warehouse company. So, Mr. John, if you can throw some light on what is the infrastructure currently available, and what do you see that what is the required infrastructure, whatever available is adequate, or what is that infrastructure you still more require? Maybe like the cold chain facilities and the importing country norms with the FTS what we have, and plus the local distribution with the quality checks, the pack houses or the poly houses basically should be there. Where should be strategically located so that it is well integrated with the warehouse within a pack house. Really, it matters. So maybe you can throw some light on that.
I'll just give an overview of what the post-harvest side looks like. So it starts with the produce on the farm. It moves to maybe some preparation area. Then it goes on to a semi-storage area or a hub, from where it moves to deep storage. And post that there'll be some packaging that happens and it gets sold in the market. So Goa basically is a tropical climate area, and the products or produce that grows here is typically something like mangoes. You'll have some typical crops. And there are other special foods also that are there. Like Katkanga is one crop, wild hairy yams that are grown in Goa. These are not grown across India as such. Then there are some Kola chilies. There are a couple of products produced that is specific to Goa, and each of them has a specific storage requirement. And just to throw some light, these are products that literally are living. Like you have bananas, you keep them in storage and they are ripening over a period of time. If you don't have the right climatic conditions, they'll go bad in storage. So you need to literally know and understand the biology or the chemistry, whatever goes on in the product in storage. I'll share with you all, we worked with farmers from Bali region. This is South Goa, maybe 20 kilometers south of Margao, and this was through the agriculture department. They were growing the wild hairy yams and they are sold only for 3 weeks. So literally the produce is there and they just sold over 3 weeks. If they cannot sell it, it is bad. They have to throw it out. So they came with the problem saying that we want to extend the shelf life. And through working with the ICR, the Department of Agriculture, we extended the shelf life to about 5 months. So from November till about April is what we worked on it. And this happened somewhere in 2019. For this, we needed on-farm storage, which was not available. So the farmers got together, they put up some smaller storage for that. Then it moved to our cold store, where we had about 10 tons of storage, which was given to them. And slowly there was inspection, there were crates. So in terms of infra, I would say there is only general storage that is available, nothing specific to a product or produce. Like the government store will have something where multi-commodity storage is there for a few days or a few weeks, that's about it. But if you want to really extend the shelf life of the product, you need to get into specific storage, maybe for onions, potatoes, or any other products, say mangoes. And besides this, you also need to have packaging facilities, so that once the product is ready, you need to sell it. So like as Purushottam sir was saying, if we have ripening chambers, when you start the ripening process, so a product is going to say overseas, say UAE or Europe, you might have to start the ripening just 1 week or 1.5 weeks before the product reaches over there. So you'll have a raw product here which is kind of stopped, the ripening process is stopped. You start the ripening process only when you need it. So 1 week before that you might start the process. So these facilities are not available in Goa, be it cold storage, be it ripening chambers, be it pack houses. These are right now not available in Goa. And one more challenge is, if a company like us wants to get into this space, the challenge is we do not get subsidies because we have other cargo that is stored in our facilities. The facility has to be 100% agri to get the benefits of power or any other subsidies that are there.
Okay, I think yes. I think in the earlier presentation, I think they have shown under the warehousing policy, there are certain benefits. Maybe I think we can look into it. As you rightly said, different commodities require a different processing. Basically, for banana, you require a ripening chamber. If I talk about the pack house, which is a dire need for the state of Goa, because today, if you don't have that, like your grading, sorting, hot water treatment, packaging, everything comes at one-stop shop point. So that's, I think, with this one takeaway is for the government of Goa, we should have the pack house. So we are also closely working with them for to avail the APEDA subsidy through the NABARD. So this will be coming up very soon. We wanted them to have the strategic location on airport, so that the dwell time of the harvest which is produced, which is going to third party and then coming, so you're losing most of the time and the nutrition value within India for the post-harvest stage. So to mitigate that, we have now spoken to government of Goa, and then the agri department under the marketing promotion board, they have suggested now they are going to take the project. So very soon we will have this pack house on airport, so that whatever is harvested can directly come into the pack house, and from there we directly get into the cargo terminal and we can export. So you are reducing almost 50% of the dwell time which is you are wasting within India. So this will bridge the infrastructure versus the connectivity. That is the first point. So with this, we also wanted like this support in and around. There should be kind of warehouses which are, as you rightly said, commodity specific warehouses which are more important. So that has to be in and around of the airport, where the government can really work with EPEDA to subsidize for, if somebody would like to go for a warehousing for a temperature control, EPEDA should also look into this kind of an additional infrastructure also. So thank you, I think, for those insights. So I will come back to Mr. Rajendra Jadhav, who is the CEO and the board member for GoanFest Foods and Beverage. Sir, I would like from your side, if you can throw some light, because with your rich experience, decade of experience and all, what are the common agricultural produce available in Goa and catchment areas, and what are the major challenges faced post-harvesting? So basically, we know certain commodities, maybe you are into this field, maybe you can more enlighten to the audience what can be exported, what is that within Goa, which is a hidden gem which we can do some value addition, which the Primus has already shown. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Purushottam ji. Okay. I think God must have been in a very benevolent mood when he was deciding on resource allocation between various regions of India. So besides, our sun, sand, sea, beautiful beaches, the green cover, forest cover that we have, the abundant rivers and the waterfalls, God has also blessed us with some unique agro-produce, fruits and vegetables. These fruits and vegetables are unique in terms of their taste profile, number one. Number two, their nutrition content and the difference with other fruits, and the health benefits that they offer. The fruits, I'll talk more of what we use in the factory. In terms of fruits, we of course have mangoes. Someone was saying Mankurat mangoes. Mankurat, of course, are well known. But along with Mankurat, we also have a lot of other beautiful varieties which are available in Goa. You have Farnadini, which is my favorite. You also have Kulas and a lot of other varieties. So mango is one. One of the most important one, I would say, is cashew apple. Now, cashew apple, we, in the area where cashews are grown, we know what cashew apple is. But say if you go to Punjab or Himachal and tell them, hey, cashew apple is a fruit, the natural reaction would be, ये कुछ हिमाचल agro research डिपार्टमेंट में हाँ सोलन से कुछ काजू के फ्लेवर का सेक तो नहीं बनाया है, so that fruit is not well known. Cashew also has a fruit. Is something that knowledge is restricted to this area. But in terms of nutritional value, just to share that with you, citrus fruit is regarded as the highest vitamin C content in the world. But this cashew apple that we have has vitamin C content which is 5 times weight for weight compared to any other citrus fruit. Then besides this, we have kokum. Then we have jackfruit in abundance. If you go to the forests of Goa, you have jamun in abundance. Now, collecting and aggregating that is a different issue altogether. But we have abundance of jamun as well. You have karunda, which is there. Then John sir was talking about cola chilies. We have some unique varieties of chilies. You have Kola, Aldona. There is something called Tarvoti chili, which is used in papads here and some save, which is I think a bastardized version of those peri peri chilies that you have, a gift that Portuguese gave to Goa. You have tirfal, which is used in Goa curries. Again, that is not something that is popular beyond Goa. If you ask someone outside Goa, okay, what is this tirfal, they wouldn't know about it. But that is again what globally is known as Szechuan peppers, and that is what injects that beautiful flavor to our fish curries and prawn curries. So this is God's major gift to us Goans, Goan region. All of these fruits have their own unique nutritional profile, own health benefits. I haven't talked about bimli and star fruit. These, along with jamun, these fruits are very good for your sugar control. Lot of other jackfruit, raw jackfruit has benefits in terms of sugar control. So, and another major thing is the taste profile. Since we have a bouquet of products based on this, the taste profile is quite unique. The world is familiar with orange juice or pineapple juice, but if people try your cashew apple juice or bimli juice, it has a completely different taste profile.
I think adding on to that, kokum also you were talking about,
yes,
right?
Yes. Kokum also, in terms, it's a digestive and grown everywhere. We also have products based on kokum. Now, coming to the second part of your question, what is the major issue? This has been again and again stated here, reiterated here. It's related to the post-harvest losses that you have. Some numbers are bandied out, but the numbers that I have is, say if you take jackfruit or kokum, almost 70% of the produce that is produced by the farmers is lost post-harvest. If you take cashew apple and some other fruits, except for Goa has been blessed with the policy of using cashew apple to produce feni. But if you go to Sindhudurg or Maharashtra or Karnataka or Kerala, they don't have any utilization for that cashew apple. So 90% of that produce just simply goes waste. Now, when we say such high percentage of wastage, if you, in terms of national income terms, macroeconomic terms, it's a loss of income to the farmers, number one. Number two, it is also a loss to the consumers in terms of potential nutrition that they would have gained having this in their portfolio. Now, the reason why, some of the reasons that I can say why we have such huge post-harvest losses is, number one, most of these are highly perishable. And by highly perishable, let me just give an example. We use a lot of cashew apples. The period between plucking the cashew apple from the cashew tree to processing it is a matter of a few hours. If you don't do that, the fruit starts fermenting. And you have alcohol, and it really is not, you can use it for feni, but non-alcoholic products, you really can't use it. Same is true to a lesser or higher degree to the other fruits that I talked of. Another major reason is the cultivation that is happening is with marginal land holdings, wasteland cultivations, forest produce. So for this produce to be exploited commercially, the economics of scale in aggregating all of this produce is a major issue. Commercially, if you have to set up a business based on this, if you look at bimli, or jackfruit here in Goa. Farmers would be having a few trees in their kitchen garden or on their farms. How do you collect all of that? This is a major challenge. Aggregation is a major challenge. After that, transporting that to your factory. So to get to that economics of scale, you need to design certain specific solutions. Third is again the lack of cold storage and logistics to get it to your factory. And I think the most important hurdle is coming out with commercially viable products out of it which would be acceptable to the customers. So that itself is a big challenge.
So adding on, I think I came across something on, you were talking about processing and other, after harvesting, processing. What I feel, just like in other states, even the state government promotes on food park, processing zones. Do we have currently those processing zones accessible for these farmers to bring their goods and do the processing? Do we really require, and where we should really focus through APEDA or state government? So maybe your inputs.
I am not aware of any availability of certain facilities. I mean, there might be, but at least I am not aware. We've been around for the last 5 years now. And it's the need of the hour. If you have something like that, then the problems that I'm talking of, we are closer to a solution.
Exactly right. What I feel is like in Chittoor and all, we have some Srini food park and all. You see the larger produce of mango, which the farmers does it, and whatever is getting exported, and the remaining can be converted into a high value of pulp, and then it is getting again exported. The similar way, like Del Monte, what it does in Bangalore and all. So I think for state of Goa, I think post-harvest, if you have these facilities, the variety of commodity and products can also be more. That is what.
I think since we have a basket of only 8 products or 10 products, I would love to look at a cluster development based on FPOs, because I work with NABARD so closely. So work with FPOs, bring them together, ask them to bring the produce together. So it would be one party whom you would be depending upon for the inflow of material. For example, Chittoor, you said, since Shady Food Park, from most of the mega food parks, I have done 23 out of the 69 projects, but none of the projects have taken off. Let me tell you, most of the projects didn't take off because of various considerations, because we were giving 50 crores money directly to industrialists. So, and the land was theirs. So the question comes in is that मैं उसमें सहमत नहीं हूँ उससे. So better to get into a cluster development area where you can have about 8 products, you have focal products. Get the FPOs together, put up a facility which can do multi-product, multi-packaging lines. Do not put one single product, because if you're going to put it only for mango, you're going to use it for 45 days. Let's be very, very clear. We needed to put for all round, oval-shaped products can come through. We have strawberries, cranberries, you have blueberries coming in one line. Like this, you needed to plan. I think this is where we lack. Compared to the entire European model, we lack this. Europe does not have the land, we do not have the processing facility. That is as simple as that.
Thank you. I think on similar lines, we are working with the government of Goa for the pack house. It should be a multi-product. So if we don't want one single channel, we want a multiple channels, or there are some technological innovations which have come, you just remove the crates and it becomes a multi-product.
If you are going to do it with the APEDA has the past experience. I'm involved with them since '92. So they have the past experience of failures. Please treat failures as a very, very concrete solution to this problem. I think Ram sir is just smiling at me. I know what he's talking about. We have had failures, miserable failures when we set it up. But at the same time, having said this, there are also success stories which have come through. We were talking about the airport, and again, look at the Mysore Sales International facility there in Bangalore, which was set up by APEDA. Initially there were no takers for cargo. Today it is completely filled. 82% of the capacity is filled in Bangalore. I don't think any other airport boasts of such huge quantity of cargo influx. And 42% of Tamil Nadu's produce gets to Bangalore for exports. So I think this is where you needed to look at it.
I think cluster development should be a very major issue.
Yeah. So I think the takeaway, you rightly said, the cluster development has to be there, and then I think this will really help the agri-produce to boost. So to Mr. Rajendra Jadhav, can you just tell us about, for these post-harvest challenges, how is the role played by the GoanFest? Do you face any challenges, or what is the role today to mitigate those challenges GoanFest is doing in any initiatives, or are there any suggestions to overcome these kind of a post-harvest logistic supply chain challenges?
Number one, as I said in the previous, the biggest challenge is coming out with long shelf life products out of all of this raw material. So we have been doing R&D for the last 4 or 5 years on this, and through our in-house research and development, we have come out with a range of products. We have fruit-based beverages. We have chutneys based on mango, kokum, jackfruit, bimli, raw mango, jamun. So using all of this raw material, we have come out with a range of beverages, chutneys, pickles. We have sauces, we have snacks. It took a huge amount of efforts, and in our small way, we've continued doing it. It's a continuous process. R&D never stops. The objective and the idea behind it was to come out with products which can benchmark and be comparable and superior to the best that is available in India and world over. So in terms of their taste profile, in terms of their nutritional value, health benefits, and the shelf life. So all of these issues. So in our own small way, we have been able to do that. That's first. Second issue is setting up this, second issue would be coming out, developing or adopting existing technologies to process this fruits and vegetables. You know, if you go in the market and ask any consultant or a food machinery manufacturer, okay, I want to set up a beverage plant, I guarantee you that the response would be, hey, you need a budget of somewhere between 20 crore rupees to 100 crore rupees. And entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs like us, startups like us, we love talking in terms of lakhs and not crores. So we have to find or design our own technology, which is in lakhs of rupees, not crores of rupees. So that's a major challenge. Designing the equipment, finding the suitable technology to make the products, which again are world class in terms of their shelf life, in terms of their taste profile. So that is the second challenge that we have been able to handle it on a continuous basis in GoanFest. Third, again, I was talking about the supply chain issues. How do you aggregate these things and get it to your factory with the economics of scale, at the cost that you would be able to make a marketable, profitable product out of it. So we have our own cold storage facility at the factory, and we have set up certain other cold storage facilities at certain strategic points, and the logistics to handle and get those products into the factory for processing. That's the third. And the most important is, it's easy to make products. It is very difficult to sell those products and make it acceptable to the customers. So that's the biggest challenge. So we at GoanFest took that as a challenge to build GoanFest as a brand, which would be known here in India, and over a period of time we want to go international as well. Which would be our products would be, I've talked about the flavor profile, nutrition, everything, that should be comparable. That is inside the jar or inside the package. But in terms of the marketing mix, the labeling, the packaging requirement, the branding, and the marketing, that has to be world class. So we are trying to do that. I am proud to say that if you go to almost any star property here in Goa, whether it is Taj, even this particular property, Vivanta, or Marriott property, Holiday property, there would be a GoanFest presence there, either as a welcome drink or as room amenity in your room, or used in the kitchen. Either are pickles or jams or chutneys, they would be used in the kitchen, or squashes to make drinks out of it, or used as a bar mixer for making cocktails and hot drinks out of it. So we have started the journey, and the objective is to reach to a certain destination where our brand would be recognized. So this is the GoanFest, and this is our experience we have got about it in our small way.
Great, thank you, sir. So maybe the next question basically to Mr. Suresh Kunkalikar, Dean of Goa College of Agriculture. This is the backbone which is producing the good agriculturist and technological innovation. So, Mr. Suresh, if you can throw some light on the scope of food processing, since we talk about food processing's requirement in Goa. Yeah. So, basically food processing in Goa, and how do you see the opportunities for the agri-produce market of Goa and its catchment area, which is like very closer market of agri-produce of North Karnataka and Maharashtra plus Goa itself, and also the key focus of the agriculture department, the major technical advancements which we need to bring in Goa. So over to you, sir, and I think maybe you can give us a brief on this particular topic.
Well, thank you. I think you have clubbed 2 to 3 questions, and then I am here to answer some of that in detail. For example, suppose you want to go for really the agriculture produce and a scope on taking care of the scope for the food processing and the marketing. There should be the availability of the raw material, and from where you will get the raw material is from the production. You know that the Goan weather is suitable for cultivation of horticulture crops, spice crops, and other vegetable crops. And then we have got the main crops, that is a cashew, coconut, and mango. As far as the spice is concerned, we grow nutmeg and then the black pepper as such. And then there are some vegetables, locally cultivated vegetables. Now, where is the demand? So you know that about 35 lakh to 40 lakh people, that the tourists come to Goa, and then about 35 lakhs are the indigenous local tourists, and then about 35,000 are the foreign tourists. So now if you take even the 10% of the population of the tourists, there is a scope for about 10%, that is about 3 lakh people may be buying your material, that is the end product that is produced by the food processing. Considering the Goa has got clusters, for example, you are asking about the opportunities in food processing, then where is the facilities available. For example, if you go to the Arbandoda cluster area, then they have provided cold storage facilities. Then there are so many industries. There is Kundam Industrial Estate, then there is Madkam Industrial Estate, Thivim Industrial Estate. All these industries have got 1 or 2 food processing units. Only we should know who is processing what. So that means there are opportunities. Okay, there is a scope for development. Raw material is available. How to combine together this raw material, opportunities, and then the facilities, maybe in a small scale, available in the state of Goa, across Goa. For example, there are about 10 to 12 industries, and all of them have got the units for food processing. Okay. Now, potential for food processing opportunities is, for example, mainly if you focus on the mango crop or the cashew crop or the now pineapple. So I know that during my childhood we would export pineapple, but nowadays that industry has gone down. Now we are just focusing on the cashew and followed by the mango. Now, for example, if you want to focus on the mango, what are the products that can be produced? Now, some of the industries, they focus on only few products because they know that it is only for the jam or it is for the canning. But beyond that, you can prepare the syrup out of that. Then from where this technology will come or from where this information is going to come. Maybe the institutes like our college or the agriculture department or the industries who are already in picture or in their business, they should come forward and then they should educate the people from the Goa, youngsters and the young entrepreneurs to produce different type of products out of the available resources, that is the raw material in the state of Goa. Now, for example, this coming to this support by the government has got now this Goa service online where they provide the information on what is available where. Suppose you want to go for the processing of vegetables or particular fruit or the pineapple, they know exactly where are the industries available who are in this business. So that type of information is available online and that is available with the government online services. Now government is also providing the subsidy. They have got facilities like providing the facilities for the subsidy, different type of subsidies for maybe the production of the raw material. Thus they know there should be the requirement for the production, that is buying the seedlings, cultivating, manures, fertilizer, then pesticides. I think for all these commodities, for all these aspects, for all these inputs, the subsidies are available very much with the Directorate of Agriculture. Now there is from government level, there is a subsidy on the capital investment. Also there is a subsidy on the interest capital. There is a subsidy to buy the plot, and then this information, for example, where is the plot available for the establishment of your processing industry. That type of information is also available online in the services provided by the state government. Now the thing is, for example, if you are interested and or the entrepreneurs are interested in establishing the unit, the raw material is available and then it is available in ample. Okay, and then there are subsidies by the Directorate of Agriculture. There is a technical know-how. There are opportunities provided by the state government on establishing the processing unit, and then how to make use of this. I think it depends on the young entrepreneurs or the people who are interested in new concept and new ideas, and then developing the product for the benefit of the people with the concern with the society. Now I can quote some 2 to 3 examples. For example, you may be knowing that Mr. Purushottam is involved in procuring the coconut in large number from the farmers. Okay, he is processing it to virgin coconut oil, and you know where he is exporting? He is exporting to countries like Spain. And then he has developed various products, about 5 to 6 products, and then continuously he is researching on how to have the value addition to that. You know about the wakao, okay? So we were just neglecting the jackfruit, and then you know this, what is the value added by this wakao industry. And then there are other industries who are involved in exporting various products to countries like Netherlands. You know that our ukda tanur, that is a boiled rice, okay, produced in the Kazan area, it is being exported to US. There is a big market, there is a huge investment. That statistic is available with the government. So now the thing is, there are opportunities, there is the raw material, again I'm telling you. The thing is, we should have the mindset like people who is owning this wakao industry, Mr. Don, then Mr. Purushottam, and then Mr. Shangover, who was involved in exporting chili and then other products to different countries. The thing is, opportunities are there. We have to make use of the facilities. I think your second question is on agriculture policy. I will just come to this because I was involved in drafting the state agriculture Amrit Kal policy. Okay. So now, what are the challenges that are being faced by the Goan population or Goan farmers? Now, for example, we were focusing on precision agriculture. We were also focusing on the cousin development and then developing the climate smart, resilient crop. Then we were also focusing on renewable energy and then the market linkage, cold storage, vertical farming, hydroponics, aeroponics, verbal farming, and providing education in schools and in the colleges. Now, for example, somebody was talking about the climate smart, resilient crops. So I am also involved in developing the varieties that will be the climate smart. For example, nowadays, because of the change in weather, especially in Goa, you know that up to December or January you are getting the rains. And because of that, there is a change in climate. And what is happening, there is a rise in temperature or the fall in temperature. Because of the variation in these, there is a development of the pest and diseases. Now, what can be done? How the climate resilient crop or climate resilient agriculture come into picture? So, what we should be doing or what we are doing at present in colleges, we are trying to develop the varieties that will be resistant to particular pests. For example, about 2 years back, there was a big news on the newspaper that this chili, cola chili, and then the Sachiracha penda, that is 7 regis okra, brinjal, that is susceptible to particular virus. Okay. Now, suppose that when the chili virus comes, there is a destruction to the extent of about 90%. So we have rightly taken that decision on how to develop the varieties resistant to that particular disease, that is a virus. Because you know, when there is a virus incidence, it is going to kill entire population of this chili or the Sachiracha penda, that is okra. So I think it will take about 3 to 4 years because first we have to develop the population, then we have to go for the breeding, and then maybe I think funds are available and then support is there from the government. We will be able to develop the transgenic varieties by using the state-of-art technology, that is the biotechnology. So that is the input as far as challenges in agriculture is concerned. I think young population can definitely think of the hydroponics. They can also think of the aeroponics. They can also be going for the urban farming. So I have undergone training on hydroponics in Bombay, and somebody was telling in the beginning that hydroponics is not profitable. Yes, it is not profitable if you go independently and individually. Now, suppose you want to have the support incentive, then what you should be doing is, in addition to the hydroponics, you should be going for the training to the young people. So we had organized or we had developed a hydroponics system in Aurangabad where I was working. So initially we got to know that individually if we go for the hydroponics, it is not profitable. So what we try to do is we involve the agriculturists and then the industrialists and then the engineering people, and then they were responsible for production of the unit, hydroponic unit. My market rate was 50,000. We were selling at a rate of about 25 to 30,000 rupees. Then we realized that if we involve the component like, for example, training. Suppose if you want to take training, it takes about 3,000 rupees. And then if you have the group of about 15 to 20 people, so that much income you will get. So you are combining the technology, you are combining your understanding. So here what we have done, and then what we have done is, finally we started preparing the small baskets with the produce, that is hydroponics, and then we added some pulses, and then at the rate of 20 rupees we were selling it to the farmers and then the customers. So combining the market, combining the production, that is the hydroponic unit, using our technology, I think we were in better business. So that is the input. So I think I also be telling you exactly how we are supporting this food processing in our agriculture college, that is a Goa College of Agriculture at LFA. So our whole aim is to provide skill-based education to our young youth, our students and entrepreneurs in the state of Goa, and also the self-help groups. And mainly we are trying to focus on the women self-help groups. So now we are trying to align ourselves in the National Education Policy 2020. So where they say you have to provide holistic development facilities for the development of the youth, and that is the reason we are providing skill-based education to our students. And then the entrepreneurs who join us in studying this technology. Plus we are associated with the RDA, Rural Development Agency, to impart training to the women self-help groups. And then after taking training in our institute, they have established their own unit. So to going ahead, we have established a food processing training center by investing minimum of about 50 lakh rupees, and then we are training our students there, and then we are involving the resources with about 30 to 35 years experience in food processing. We produce and then we try to tell them how to write the project. We study the viability of the project, study the financial parameters, whether it is NPV or the cost benefit ratio, or it is what is the break-even point. Considering this, we undergo training, teachers undergo training, and then we see the viability of the project, and then we train our students, and then they produce it, and then they market it, and whatever profit that is generated, it is equally shared among them. We don't keep a single pie. Okay, so that is the type of infrastructure we have developed. That is the type of thoughts we are developing for the development of the society, development of our young youth, so that they will be Atmanirbhar, they will be self-employed, plus they will be able to provide services and then the jobs to their juniors and other people in the state of Goa.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful insights. I think you talked about Goa Online. I think audience got a lot of information on that. Plus, Amritkal, the latest agri policy which is you talked about, and plus the role of agriculture college, what you are contributing to the ministry. I think wonderful on that. So with this, I have one small, also a question, basically the clarification where we were talking about we need to do a farmers and all. We some light on why there is no contract farming which can bring in a lot of new technologies, new investments, new ideas for cultivating state of Goa. So maybe sir, you can just give us some inputs, and maybe government can also work if it is there, or if it is not there, we can you can share your thought process.
This contract farming is very much there in Goa, but in very small scale. So there is a success story in Santisdev. About 3 years back, one engineer from Bombay, he came down to Goa, and then in Santisdev, majority of the people, they are in different countries. They are in abroad. They are abroad. So now the thing is, this person came and then he realized that there is abandonment of the Kazan area, and then there were about 50 farmers, I think. So what he has done is he came together with other people, like-minded engineers, and then he mobilized the population, and then he went for the contract farming. And then what he has done is he developed that area. He brought the machinery because he was an engineer. He brought the tractors, he brought the transplanter, and then he brought the harvester. And then he went for the contract farming, and then he developed and he produced, or he cultivated with this boiled rice, and then he packed and he sold at the rate of about 35 to 40 rupees per kilo, and eventually he got the rate of about rupees 80 to 85 rupees per kilo. So that is the market, that is the contract farming, and then the concept is very much available in the state of Goa. Only the thing is there should be some leadership wherein they should come and then they should mobilize the machinery, they should mobilize the land, they should mobilize the young mind, promote the mind, activate the mind, and then bring all these facilities together and go for the contract farming. So another success story is at again Santa Cruz area. Last year, one farmer, again he is an engineer, he was in Bombay, he came down to Goa and then he cultivated this land in Santa Cruz. He also mobilized, he is producing this okra tandoor, that is a boiled rice, he is selling to the farmers, and then he is wishful thinking, is all the people in the state of Goa, they should bring the Khazan land under cultivation. There should be cultivation of the paddy, there should be pisciculture, and then the pisciculture and then the Khazan, that is the paddy cultivation, come together. I think there is a better development, better income to the farmers, and then there is a heritage maintenance for the state of Goa.
Thank you for the insights. I think the takeaways, I think people have got right from the post-harvest management, the losses, some techniques, some about the warehousing, plus all the other things on the policy matter also which has been covered. So we can take only one question for the panelist. If you have any questions, I think there were some questions. Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
जादव सर से मेरा सवाल है सर, आपने कैजू इसके बारे में कैजू एप्पल इसमें 3 प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं सर इसमें, जिसको हम भुट्टो कहते हैं, भुट्टो कैचू एप्पल। इसमें ज़्यादातर लोगों को जानकारी है कि कैचू एप्पल से सिर्फ फेनी बनती है, लेकिन इसमें 3 प्रोडक्ट बनते हैं, एक फेनी, एक हुर्राक, और तीसरा जो नीरो, जो पहले स्टेज का वो नीरा रहता है, नीरा इसको पानी बोलते हैं, पानी बहुत मीठा रहता है सर, और वो पीने के लिए बहुत से कस्टमर्स और बहुत से जो टूरिस्ट वगैरह आते हैं हमारे फार्म पर। ये जानकारी के लिए हमें बोला सर, और कुछ नहीं, क्वेश्चन नहीं है इसमें, जानकारी के लिए।
Thank you for the clarification, sir. And
just to give, sorry,
please.
सर मेरा नाम है हेमंत सामंत, मैं कृषि रत्न अवार्ड विनर हूँ गोवा का। यस सर, थैंक यू।
सामंत साहब के लिए एक क्लैरिफिकेशन है कि ये जो आप नीरो की बात कर रहे हैं, हमने जो है नीरो प्रोडक्ट बनाया है और मार्केट में लाया है। कैशू एप्पल डिलाइट नाम से मार्केट में मिलता है, नॉन अल्कोहलिक बेवरेज है, इट इज़ सिमिलर टू नीरो। अलॉन्ग विद दैट वी ऑल्सो हैव कैशू एप्पल चटनी भी है हमारी। बट ये नीरो की आप जो बात कर रहे हैं, दैट आई थिंक दैट इज द फर्स्ट टाइम एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड समवन हैज कम आउट विद अ नॉन अल्कोहलिक बेवरेज बेस्ड ऑन कैशू एप्पल। थैंक यू सो मच सर।
For Kunkalikar sir, whether you are doing college for the students, are you doing anything for the farmers to educate or make aware of some developments or some research things, whatever they are there?
Yeah, we have the projects in association with the Rural Development Agency, wherein ladies, women from different parts of Goa, they come and then they take training and then they go, and then some of them have established their own unit, especially in the case of vermicomposting. We have got very sophisticated vermicomposting unit. Also, we have got 2 to 3 types of food processing unit for the bakery, for the vegetables, and then the fruits. So coming to some input on this on raw product that is available, I think going beyond after you take that Nero, okay, so now we call it a Chuan, okay, so that, so we have tied up with the Netherlands University, and then students from that university, they come as entrepreneurs, and then they develop the product and then they go back. Now last year some students from Netherlands were there with us for about 5 to 6 months. Again in the month of November they are coming for further studies, but other group will come. Now the thing is, when I was discussing with the management of Netherlands University, they told me that we can have the association for developing the value-added product out of that chiwan, that is leftover material after you take that Nero. Because what we are doing now is we are just drying it and using it for the heating our water to take bath. Okay, so going beyond that, it can be like utilized for nice value-added product. And then I think I have to find out what is the budget availability, how much they will be financing. If everything goes well, we will be starting the work on this value-added product as far as cashew in the state of Goa is concerned.
Thank you. So we conclude our session. I think we got a lot of insights, and I think audience were also very passionate to listen to us from past 1 hour 15 minutes. So I think a great round of applause for all the eminent speakers who have been very passionate to keep you engaged. So once again, I thank you all for patiently listening to us. Thank you.